Hey there, I'm Natasha, content strategist for solopreneurs. I help service-based solopreneurs master their content and also build capacity to operate better as a team of one. Couple things that I do. I help solopreneurs get specific with their content. I help them simplify their marketing efforts, and I help them maximize the impact through their content that they create. So today I want to offer you an inside look into my content creation schedule, because as a solopreneur and one who uses content to market her business, I obviously need to set aside time to create content so that I can use it to market my business. And maybe you're in the same boat. Maybe you're like, how do I balance creating content and showing up and serving clients? Maybe you have a service-based business, but you work more in person one-on-one with clients. Or maybe you have an online service-based business working one-on-one with clients, but you still need to dedicate time to create content so that you can market your business. You understand the importance of content and what content can do for your business, especially in this online space. And you want to be top of mind to your audience, and content marketing is a way to do that. But how do you set aside time to create the content that you need to use to market for your business? That's what we're going to be talking about. So it used to take me 8+ hours, like literally 8+ hours to write a blog post. When I first started blogging back in 2013, it took me 8 hours, 30 days in total, to write my first ever blog post. I was an English major in college, and yet I could not dedicate time to write less than 500 words. I was struggling trying to figure out how do I start the blog post, and what days do I actually create the blog content, and how do I keep this going on at this rate, because I was also working. So I needed to really figure out a schedule that worked for me in a way, in a workflow that aligned with me at the time, that would make sense to help me create content for my blog. Well, listen, fast forward to today, and I now have a content creation schedule that not only just works just smoothly and seamlessly, but it really aligns to the type of content I'm creating, and at the rate in which I want to create content, where I don't feel pressured to be quote unquote consistent, because my process is automatically making me and allowing me to be consistent. So I want to help you do the same thing for your business. So here's a couple things. When it comes to the content that I create and why and how I create content, I focus on 3 touch points of my business. Pretty much these are 3 areas in which I create content for, where I know someone is going to, 1, find me and be aware of my business and what I do. 2, be interested or become interested in my business and what I do. And 3, drive action, meaning they're either going to make the decision to join my email list and, or buy something from me, or work one-on-one with me. So those are the 3 areas in which I focus on. I focus on 3 areas. I focus on my blog, I focus on social media, and I focus on my email. So those 3 areas. Social media is really just Pinterest and YouTube. My blog is my website, and then my email is really the ultimate touch point, pretty much, where you can connect with me and I connect with you. Now, through social media, through Pinterest and YouTube, is really just to get discovered and get people to find me and generate a brand awareness, right, for my business. So I use Pinterest and YouTube. My blog is for where I go in depth and provide expertise knowledge on content marketing, content strategy, building capacity as a solopreneur. And my email, I use it in tangent with my blog, where I either take some of my blog content and share it to my email list, or I pretty much just, use my blog content to focus my emails that I send out to my email list. So those are the 3 ways in which I create, or the 3 areas that I create content for currently right now for my consulting service business. So how do you do the same thing for you? Well, if you don't have any other content touch points, that is okay. I do recommend that you check back on my video content touch points so that you can learn why social media is not and should not be the only place in which you are connecting with your audience. But when you come time to sit down to create content for your business, knowing what you should do, what are the activities and what are the things that you should focus on, here's a very streamlined, simple content creation schedule to follow. My exact schedule. So I look at my business every 30 days. What it means is I plan out 30 days increments for my business. I do not go past 30 days, because if I do, things just, get a little lost. 30 days is all that I can give myself mentally to dedicate to content marketing, my content strategy, and showing up and serving and being consistent. So within those 30 days, I break those 30 days down even more to only 21 days. Now, why do I do this? I need to find time to not only create content to use to market, but I also had to find time to audit that content and see which content performed best and what content worked well and didn't work well, so I can switch up my strategy if I need to for the next 21 to 30 days. So technically 21 days is all that I dedicate time to for my content and showing up and serving. And the final week of each month, or the last 7 days of those 30 days, I am pretty much planning and revising and auditing and preparing for the next 21 days. So that is my monthly schedule and what my monthly outlook looks like. Now, why does this work for me, or why do I feel like this is just in alignment with me? Is because it lessens the pressure on me to not only not have to create content every single day, but it really gives me a focus and a time schedule to work with. So I can say, hey, within 21 days, I can either put out, 5 blog posts or 3 blog posts, or, if I go live each week, I will do that. If I am on YouTube and post up a YouTube video, whatever the schedule or whatever I want to do, I'm working with myself on that, where I'm not adding any outside pressure and stress to say, this is what I should do, this is the content I should create, and this is how often. I am pretty much carrying out my own schedule for the content that I'm creating, because I also know the 3 touch points that I'm creating content for. It's all focused, it's all in alignment. So once I'm done, or outside of my monthly activities and focus, I then go to the weekly. Now, each week of those 21 days, I am dedicating time to creating content. Do I create content every single day? Absolutely not. I have space built into my schedule where I have time to plan and to, think creatively and to work on projects if I would like to. So I'm not creating content every single day. Honestly, I don't even want to put the pressure on myself to create content every single day. Do I like creating content? Yes. But do I have to create it every single day? Absolutely not. So each week looks like this. Monday, I focus on organization. I don't even really touch any content on Mondays. Outside of an email, maybe, I am barely touching any content on Mondays. Mondays, I'm organizing my workspace. Literally, I am organizing my desk area. I'm organizing my digital files and my personal files or physical files. And I'm really trying to create the space to get into a flow, into a rhythm, to be productive for the week. So I don't add pressure onto myself to create content on Mondays. If I choose to, I will, but I don't have to. Mondays are for organization days and getting things prepared for the week. Tuesdays is where I officially start my content creation work week, where on Tuesdays I focus only on written based content. Now that is content that is primarily, words and copy. So my blog posts, my captions, if I want to send out another email or prepare emails for the week, I will do so then as well. But it's really all of my written based content that I want to create. Now, I will also spend time on Tuesdays to write out my scripts for my YouTube videos, or maybe any video that I'm going to do later that week or later that day. Rather, I will take time to write out a script or write out some notes to pretty much help me, stay on track with the video content that I'm going to be sharing and, doing for the week or for the day, whatever my schedule is. Wednesdays is all about my visuals. Wednesdays is a very light day for me, and I try to make sure that I keep a light day in between, a heavy day. So Mondays are pretty light, Wednesdays are pretty light, Tuesday I am heavy in written content. So visual content is what I do on Wednesdays. Now on Wednesdays, I'm taking the time to take all of the copy that I have created and all of the content or the words that I have put together, and I'm saying what visuals will match these words that I have created. So if it's a blog post that I drafted out, I am then starting to create my blog post graphics. If it's a video for YouTube video that I'm going to be sharing, now that I have the copy and the notes, now I can start putting together and creating the cover for the YouTube video or any graphics that have to go with that YouTube video. So this is pretty much how I work, where it really is a flow, it's a rhythm, it's not adding pressure, and it just is seamless, it's streamlined. Now, Thursdays is where I amp up my content creation, where I am now heavy in audio. I am doing recordings, I am doing voiceovers, and those days are pretty heavy in terms of I am balancing being a mom of 3, so I am trying to balance creating content or video content or audio-based content without much noise in the background. Or without much noise, period. So Thursdays, I am really amping it up, and I'm trying to batch create all types of audio content that I could possibly create, from videos to voiceovers, whatever the content that requires my voice. I am trying to create that as much as possible on Thursdays. And then Fridays, it's a pretty light day as well. Friday is where I take all the content that I've created for the week and I schedule it for the following week. So pretty much I try to stay ahead of myself by 1 week. I'm only doing 21 days worth of content. So I try to stay ahead of myself at least 1 week. Now, this also helps me do my monthly activity of auditing my content. Because if I'm ahead 1 week, that last week of content, I'm not really, those 21 days, I'm not really creating heavy content. I'm actually starting to prepare to start auditing my content, the next week. So again, I add, time within my schedule to, try to relax, try to, not burn myself out, because it's very easy to do so when you're a solopreneur. Now, I talked to you about my monthly activities. I just broke down my weekly activities. What do I do on a daily basis? Well, on a daily basis, I switch it up as often as I need to, given my personal responsibilities as being a wife and a mom of 3. But for the most part, I create time to dedicate to brainstorming new projects or new offers, small offers, because my primary offer is one-on-one consultations. I take time to connect and engage with other social media accounts or other accounts of solopreneurs within my industry or outside of my industry. I take the time to also learn. So I'm reading and I am signing up for Google Alerts so that I can get articles on content strategy and content marketing sent to me. I'm going into my emails and I'm going back through emails that I would like to have read. I'm listening to podcasts. I listen to podcast episodes pretty much every single day. I start my mornings with podcasts for the most part. So I am taking the time to learn on the go. What else am I doing? I'm doing client calls, right? So if you schedule a one-on-one client call with me, whether it be my paid session or a 20-minute clarity call, I'm dedicating time to do that as well on a daily basis. So there are various things that I do on a daily basis, and I mesh that together with my overall content creation schedule for the week and for the month, and balancing it out with my daily responsibilities as a wife and mom of 3. So I truly hope that this really gave you an insight into how you can start laying out your content creation schedule, where you do not have to feel like you are doing the most or putting so much out and so much into what you're doing, and less is coming out. You're burning yourself out, and you really are, you're struggling and trying to balance content creation and showing up and serving. If this truly helped, go ahead and take a page out of my playbook called the Content Playbook. This playbook is a 8-page guide that's really a simple guide to content marketing for solopreneurs. Inside of this 8-page playbook, I introduce you to an AIM method. This AIM method is what I use when it comes time to, implement my content marketing strategy.